All right, now it's about that time of the week where we come to you with the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform for solution finding. I am talking about the desk now more than ever. I'm yours truly, Shadrach Shagaf Kisamena. Every time it's Wednesday, you guessed right, it's all about the desk here on U24 television. But remember, we are broadcasting at our home here at Nile Avenue. I am talking Nakasero Hill, UBC headquarters, but you are live on U24 television. Now tonight is going to be a very inspirational one because the lady and the gentleman in the chair, we're going to be discussing something very, very insightful, something that is very, very touching to the girl child. Now remember, there are so many campaigns going on about the girl child, but today these people are about schools and they are keeping the girl child in school. It's the WUNSA, the Uganda National Students Association. We have representatives and they're going to be talking to us today. So if you are a girl child or a parent to a girl child, you better sit back, relax, bedding forward, or even stand up, because tonight I have Mr. Yusuf and Lorette. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you know they say ladies first. So Lorette, introduce yourself and say hi to the people.
Okay, hello viewers. My name is Tukunze Lorette, good president, Kampala International University, and I'm happy to be here with you today.
We are with Her Excellence, so don't get it twisted. So next to her is Yusuf here.
Thank you, brother. My name is Welunga Yusuf. I am the president of Uganda National Students Association, UNSA, an association of all students in the country, ranging from secondary schools, tertiary institutions, and universities. Currently, we represent around 5 million students in the country, and the girl child dominates that population.
Okay.
And this association has been here for so long. It began in 1960s when it was called Inusu, and it was banned with a number of politicians in the game.
Yeah.
Later on, it was reinstated in 1988, and it lost the name of NUSU to Uganda National Students Association.
Yeah.
The association is housed by the Ministry of Education, Sports, and its patron is the President of the Republic of Uganda. The association is established by an act of parliament called Education Act of 2008 under Section 30. However, it also has its constitution that guides its operations.
Okay.
So the association basically does the advocacy for the students, lobbying, representing the students at all levels.
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of things for the students, more so lobbying for scholarships, both local and
Yusuf,
national.
before you actually dive into what you've been able to do before, is it by default that every student who is from high school to university by default is in that association, or do they join? What is the mode of enrollment?
By the virtue of you being a student in those institutions I mentioned earlier, you become a member of the association.
What also, if I don't want?
You can't, because you're a student, and because we enjoy that monopoly. And two, there is students also go ahead and do some subscription, which is little 2,000 shillings per year. This money is paid, is part of the school fees or tuition. Other institutions charge it under guild fee.
Oh, it's the guild fee. Because I was going to ask, I've never paid that money.
Guild fee, there is that 2,000, which is meant to cater for your membership in UNSA, your subscription.
So I've been paying not knowing.
Thank you.
I paid when I was in school. I was going to wonder, when did I pay this money? So it's important that you're on platforms like this, because people never know. Sure. I was in school the entire time, left school, and I did not know.
You see, I think why some of the students, and majority, don't know that they do pay this money. Most of the institutions, in quotations of the institutions, collect this money, but don't remit this money to UNSA.
So those are some of the challenges. Okay. The man wants to start politicking. Okay. Let's start with what you've done. Some of the scholarships before we start to politique.
Yeah, we've by our records we have lobbied for around over 100 scholarships for students in the country. 60 we lobbied for them. They at UICT Nakawa studying on government. Everything is paid by government. We also
nothing like paying for meals and
nothing. Government gives them tuition, accommodation, feeding, and some money to buy some things, scholastic materials.
Because you know, Yusuf, when you're on national television like this, there are a lot of people who say, hey, government has paid everything, and then they say, let us lunch.
No. At least even yesterday, but one who at even Chambogo engaging students who are on government sponsorship at Chambogo. And they were crying that the money government is giving them is little, 700 per semester. It is little. It has to pay the accommodation, feeding. So we engaged them and the ministry officials, but we realized that we have to engage their leadership, the vice chancellors, the guild, to engage them so that they can increase. That's a part of advocacy. Two, we've also lobbied for international slots, scholarships. The other day we were advertising Russian scholarships. And students were fearing to apply for Russian scholarships.
Who would I wouldn't? Does that mean that Uganda is siding with Russia? We don't want to bring problems.
But students applied and they had to assess them. They would go. Yesterday there are some students who applied for, there are those who applied for scholarships in Morocco, and yesterday they were in interviews. And I am so prayerful that they go through these interviews and they succeed. So that's part of the scholarships. And still, currently, at the moment, we have more 2 slots again. I think there are 3. We have slots at Makerere University. We call upon students to continue applying for these scholarships at Makerere.
How do they apply before we move forward?
With Makerere, they're applying online. There is a document we circulated.
Okay, so because not just with Makerere, but all these opportunities that are coming through your platform, how do people, someone in Chikuva Mto or Chibuli watching, how do they know about it?
We have our structure. We design a document in line with the given slot, and we circulate the document through our structures. We engage the media to publicize this information. Every district has a UNSA coordinator who is tasked to mobilize people to know that there are these slots.
So so for someone who is watching, say for instance in Wakiso, do they go to this office headquarters, the district headquarters, and ask for a UNSA coordinator? Because I want them to understand exactly what do they do step by step to be able to enjoy those benefits.
One, we've gone out and given our details to enable people reach us very fast. We've shared our contacts. Because coordinators not all have head where they sit at the district. Because these are purely teachers. But we encourage them to use the local media houses within their localities to advertise for these scholarships. And when the moment we release a document like this, within 30 minutes, it must have saturated the whole country. To witness, I saw the Russian scholarships. We put the contacts of those people from Russia. But they had to call back and said, please remove our contact. We are dying with calls from students in Uganda.
They had their time to call from Uganda to
yes, WhatsApp. They were calling directly on WhatsApp. And it was too overwhelming, and that was our happiness. So
because there was feedback.
Yes. The moment we release the goal. Apart from scholarships,
you need to be assured that you have to get this at the end of the day. So being a girl is so priceless. As long as you enclose your girl in that image of education, you will have to make it in life. Also, the parent is empowered at the end of the day. I personally, getting into politics and while at school, it was an inspiration to my parents.
And the boys bullying you?
They cannot bull me. Ladies, when they take a girl to school, they have all got the same rights to education. And they're doing the same studies. If it is a course, they're doing the same course. So no one can bully you. The fact that you all stood together and you had to win a boy, that gives you a mandate.
Aren't you intimidated by the boys?
I can't be intimidated by boys. We are at the same level in Uganda.
I am telling you, Lorette here seems to be very confident. But let's go for a short break. The desk takes a break and the desk returns in a moment. All right, now if you're just joining us, I'm afraid you've missed the very first insightful segment of this very lovely episode of The Desk, where we are talking to students, leaders, and I'm telling you, one of them is a girl who is a leader. Gone are the days where girls were feeling inadequate, they felt deluded or even disadvantaged. Now, it's an equal plane. Everyone can actually compete for the same opportunities, but you can follow this very lovely discussion on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do that for Shadrach Kisame. Now, if you have not liked my page on Facebook, you have a minute. Reach out for your phone right now, type in Shadrach Kisame, and definitely you'll be able to get what The Desk and Shadrach Kisame is all about. Remember, if it's Wednesday, it's all about The Desk on U24 television. So sit back, relax. Lorette, I want to find out, before I get back to the to the president for UNSA right there. As you know, there have been a lot of campaigns helping the girl child. Do you think you're benefiting? Do you think you're being talked about enough?
Well, the girl child needs many more campaigns. Not
What about the boys? Okay.
The boys are there and they are enjoying the benefits from the girl child. So the girl child, the campaigns that have been going on, right, they are not enough because we've got very many challenges with the girl child in schools. And that's why we are here. We're now going to talk about the campaign we are having for the girl child education in all levels of education, especially secondary schools. Yeah, our campaign is all about providing sanitary towels for these girl children in schools.
Right.
As UNSA, I personally am under UNSA.
Yeah.
And we subscribe for UNSA, as you've heard. So the girl child needs...
Is the boss treating you guys well?
Of course, he has really played his well in the 32nd UNSA period. He has done his best.
What would you say? Maybe you have your allowance. Let's continue.
Okay, well, the girl child needs these sanitary towels. Why? In secondary schools, we've had very many challenges, very many school dropouts of the girl children in schools.
Yeah.
And they're all caused by one problem. It's not that they're dropping out because they're influenced or affected by the boys or different relationships, as you understand. But then these girl children, when you see them in schools, fine, they are doing well, they are performing well, but the fact that they feel shy of themselves, you know, it gets to that time when menstruation periods come in and you find you're not supported enough by your parents, but still you have to study. And at the end of the day, they come in and you find you have nothing to use at all. So you find yourself, you've become very depressed and you cannot stay in school, of course. You have to stay at your homes. At the end of the day, you've dropped out from school. You can no longer study, yet you had a brighter future. As you all know, a girl will make a nation at any time from now.
Exactly, and I agree 100%. That's why I like to give the girl child a chance, because I'd like to, you know, put a brick on the nation. But I want to bring in Yusuf real quick. Yusuf, now, most of these predicaments that she's talking about the girl child, there's so much in rural areas and rural schools. What is UNSA doing in that regard?
Well, thank you very much. One, when the schools had just opened in January, we rolled out a campaign named Back to School.
Okay.
This campaign, we were looking for those students who are not reported back to school to go back. And we mobilized many, we talked to them, they went back. But we also realized there were dropouts, as she said, and we gauged them why. They would give us a lot of challenges. Some could fail to get sanitary materials, and as a result, they could miss a whole week not attending school. When they go back, they are caned by teachers for having missed. So they end up running away from school. Why should I be caned? And others, when they experience this, their parents tell them to go for marriages. They think maybe they have grown up for marriages, and we experience child marriages. But there are also those who had issues of school fees and tuition. So we, as UNSA, we tried to pay some school fees for some students who could afford. For example, there's a student here at Ulugova SS called Lydia. We paid for her school fees of the whole of this term. One is in Kalaki called the Atai Deborah. We paid for her school fees of the whole of this year. One is at University Link in Imbari. We paid for her school fees of this year. And even boys. There's one of Bishop Stewart in Mbarara. We paid for her the whole of this year. One is in Palisa Progressive. We paid for him the whole of this year.
Impressive.
And we have done in our capacity. And also we are planning to roll out this campaign of keeping culture in school, donation of sanitary towels.
Yeah.
We are targeting 1 million female students.
Okay.
More so those in rural areas,
Yes.
because they are the ones who are more affected.
Yeah.
We're aiming at giving them reusable sanitary towels. But on top of that, we want also to equip them with the training, to train them how they can make these reusable sanitary towels on their own. Because we want this program to be sustainable.
Yeah.
So that we leave them with the skills in the head,
yeah.
and we encourage them to go ahead and teach others to make these reusable sanitary towels, so that the program continues, it becomes sustainable, even if we don't give, they have acquired the skills. But also, we want to partner with the Reproductive Health Uganda to give them those reproductive health trainings, skills and ideas. If you are menstruating, how do you protect yourself? How do you handle your blood? This is not a problem. It is normal. Every woman suffers this, but you can handle this in this way, and you are not affected. So we are also looking at that way, so that even we go ahead and engage parents that if your girl experiences this, does not mean he's ready for marriage. No, she needs support. Prepare her mind, and support her to go back.
I can see you guys are doing quite a recommendable job. Very impressive. You're talking about the students who actually pay this fee, but these fees are not remitted to UNSA by schools. How are you going about that challenge?
Well, that challenge has been there, but we engaged the permanent secretary, Minister of Education, and we went to her office almost cried. So she understood our problem and asked us what's the solution. So we went with the problem and proposed the solution.
Okay.
And we suggested, can we engage Uganda Examination Board?
Okay.
UNEB issues a letter to all head teachers in secondary schools that we shall not give you examination materials unless you present a receipt shows that you've paid UNSA money.
So let me get this straight. UNEB is the only body under Ministry of Education that is mandatory, that you cannot do without.
Yes.
So that's the only way you can get that money
from secondary schools. And the letter is already out, and the head teachers, they are crying, they are quarreling, but they have no option.
It's just 2,000 shillings.
2,000, because they have been getting this money, have been eating.
And you could find they are charging 5,000.
Yeah, look at a school with a population of 5,000 students.
Yeah, times 2,000.
Times 2,000, that's 10 million.
That's 10 million.
So to a head teacher,
I have bought a car already. See, I need to venture in that business. By then I've bought a car, I'm not suffering.
You see? So that has been solved at that level. Now we have high institutions of learning and universities.
Yeah.
Now these ones we're also engaging the PS to engage the UBTEB, to engage INCHE, National Council, and if possible also engage URA. So that URA collects for us this money from their accounts by force.
Impressive. Because you see, usually documents are good and the idea is good, but implementation usually becomes hard.
But at least this one of UNEB, it has been implemented. And you see, head teachers and all school heads, they should support this program of disability.
But are they seeing value?
They are seeing value now.
Because you're singing a very good song in front of the camera. But at the head teachers sing, because usually people usually evade or avoid paying because sometimes they don't see value.
True, they were not seeing value, but today they are seeing values. At least they are seeing we are paying some school fees for some students. They are seeing endless programs.
Do they know that?
Yes, we publicize this information. The other day when we paid for the student in Nikalaki, New Vision wrote a story. And I'm sure most of the teachers read.
And we assuming.
And radios in Teso got this story and had to play.
To play it, yes.
And even other other social media platforms, these stories have been played.
Yes.
And we have engaged the teachers themselves. The other day we were in Gulu, the other day we were in Karamoja, the other day we were in Kapchorwa. This August we are going to Mbarara, where all head teachers in the country are going to meet in Mbarara. And we are going there still to engage them, to request them to establish students' councils. Do you know that even head teachers fear to put up UNSA school councils in their schools? They prefer prefectorial bodies as opposed to UNSA. Why? They say UNSA instills activism in students. And these students, when they become activists, they become so...
No, but I would agree with them. Because I mean, if you are their boss, and now they're in my school, they are following your rules, not following mine, why would I have an intruder in my school?
No, we are not like we are outsiders. We are saying...
Yes.
Because when I go to school, I am supposed to have the documents, but at the same time I must have qualities, I must have skills, and say no, to end with this bad food, hey teacher, please come in, because if you give us bad food...
So they are like spies?
They are not like spies. They are there to bridge the gap between administration and the students.
And the students, because with the prefects, for them they always have special meals, so they don't care.
Thank you. So we've engaged all of these teachers, and they're appreciating. They're appreciating what we have done so far.
Yeah.
And more programs are on the way coming, like the one of sanitary programs. We call upon people to come and support this. We are likely to launch.
So for someone who is watching before we go for a short break and they will need to contribute to this course, what do they do?
What you need to do, we are going to give out the mobile phone numbers and a bank account for people to come on board and support this. We are calling it 5K campaign, because 5K buys one packet.
What if I have the actual sanitary pads?
We welcome that. We welcome that. There is a factory in Lira that makes sanitary pads. We engage them. They will give us some sanitary towels. We have to launch this campaign 1st October at Bukedea Comprehensive, and we'll call upon all people to come on board and support this campaign, because you have a sister, you have your auntie, you have your daughter, please, you have your nephew, you must come up and we support this campaign. Right,
Yusuf, let me go for a short break. When we return, I want this one to tell us what exactly Unsa has done for her in a bit. Boy, oh boy, the room is actually getting on fire. Now remember, you are live on the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform for solution finding. I'm talking the desk, and there's a lot of intellect going up in flames right about now, but you can follow this very lovely discussion on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now the desk has 10 minutes to go. If you have a girl child or anything to do with Unsa, they have 10 minutes to tell you, and you have to sit back. But also the show is live on my YouTube channel, Shadrach Kisame. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell in case we put up something. You'll definitely be the first to know. But there's a lot of politicking going on between head teachers and Unsa. Yusuf is trying to tell us that they've settled it. I don't know, but we're having a good time. Lorette, what exactly has Unsa done for you as guild president for your university?
Thank you. Unsa is a good organization under the Ministry of Education. And I personally, being a president, it has helped me a lot to find out solutions for different issues in my university. Well, we face issues under politics, under education, finances with students, and there is no way you can handle this you as a president alone. But then you have to engage Unsa for guidance and counseling. And it has always helped me. My campus is a private university, but it has very many problems. When it gets to finance, you may find students are going to graduate, but they do not have enough graduation fees. Our graduation fees are currently it's 500,000. And imagine you've been paying tuition of something like 600, and you're expected to pay 500 on your graduation day. So if you cannot manage this, at the end of the day, you have to contact your president. You need to graduate. So I failing out to help. Sometimes I help if I cannot manage.
Where do students think you get the money?
A good leader should always sacrifice and lobby, as I have to lobby from Unsa sometimes. So
they've given you some money? Has Unsa given you some money?
No, it has not yet, but I'm very much sure that if at any time there is an issue and I have to call to Unsa, it will immediately be of help. Thank you very much. Then another thing is, Unsa has always provided good opportunities for us. It does not only stop on presidents, but also other students. You bring a good gap for our students to engage in different activities.
It has also brought you on TV.
Yeah, well, it was brought me on TV, and I'm amazed by this bylaw. Thank you, my president.
Yeah.
And it has always provided good opportunities, very good for us, for these students to come up on board. Like, in case of any opportunity, we are given letters from UNSA, and these students are able to come up. I may not be in Kampala, but my students can represent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I want to chip in, Yusuf, real quick. Yusuf,
Yes.
government is doing what they can, but what more would you want from government?
Two, I think the government should increase on the loan scheme. Currently, the loan scheme we have cannot accommodate more than 15,000 students.
Yeah.
And we have over 5 million students.
That is for higher levels of learning.
Higher levels of learning, we are around 3 million.
Okay.
So I would think the government to increase on the loan scheme, the numbers. At least let's take 100,000 students.
Okay.
You see? Then two, I call upon the government, the public institutions, try to enhance on the resources you give government students. Because, for example, Chambogo gives 700,000 shillings, and this 700 must pay for accommodation. Yet the hostel fee is 500,000.
Yeah.
You have to eat, you have to buy. So let institutions, public institutions, increase on their budget in the coming financial years, so that they accommodate this problem for our students.
Yeah.
Also, we call upon the government through police department this time around to give us a report on what could be the cause of death of students in institutions. Chambogo alone within this year has lost around more than 5 students.
Suicides.
But it leaves us with no option if we have no this detailed report from the intelligence. So we call upon police, if possible, to come out and give us this report, and also engage us on how best we can do the needful
to prevent.
Also, on that very note, still we've had fire in schools.
Yes.
Please, police, do the investigation. What could be the cause of these fires in schools, and give us a report. That report, I think, we can base on as UNSA and see how best we can engage our structures to end this problem. But generally, the ministry, government is trying to support the education system, but we need more finances. Coming the financial year, we pray that education money to education ministry should be enhanced. Why? An economy or any country to grow, it cannot grow when its education is struggling. Once the education thrives, it produces good people who can be job creators, and so on and so forth. The economy will thrive. That means that the government should increase more funds in the Ministry of Education, so that we implement the policy of the president of making sure that every district comes up with a technical college, so that vocational college, that after my school I can go and study something, that I acquire skills in the head, that I can base on to start up something. So instead of thinking of going to Saudi Arabia, instead of thinking to go and work somewhere. Lastly, on this very one, we request the government through parliament to come up with the minimum wage act. Why? Most of the students at higher institutions of learning, once they finish their studies, they think of going to work for people. But they find themselves not being protected in the economy where they are working, because there is no regulations on how much they should be paid. We have students who have finished, but they are working for some companies within the country. At the end of the day, they are getting 3,000 shillings. What can 3,000 shillings do to improve someone's life? How can I save 3,000 and I get quite a much of money? I can start up my own business. So we call upon the government to give us a minimum wage act, which will regulate that a person to work for someone cannot be paid below this threshold. It will protect us, and it will motivate people to work so much, and it will also reduce on the rate of youth running Saudi Arabia, running to Qatar, where to go and look for jobs.
They end up being traffic. But before we wind up the discussion, finally, under 30 seconds, Lorette, if let's say, God willing, you become say Speaker of Parliament or the President of Uganda, what yes, you will. I love the spirit. What would you do?
Yeah, well, thank you. Of course, I have a dream to become one, a Speaker of Parliament, and then I have a dream to become a Member of Parliament.
What would you do in your first 30 days?
My first 30 days. Yeah, first of all, you need to appreciate. You do not just do anything out of the blue. You first appreciate. So my first 30 days, I will appreciate, and I'll do startups of different campaigns to help out students who are not studying. I personally, I like studying. I do like promoting education. Whether you have no shilling, but I would want everyone to be in school. At the end of the day, you are somewhere, you're not in the same level. So when I become a Member of Parliament, I'll have to work with a girl child first. I'm a bond of 4, 3 boys and 1 girl. So I can see what a girl child can do right now. They all look up to what I've done. And so after becoming a Member of Parliament, I need to work with very many companies. As you said, reproductive health is my dream company too. I need to make it more productive to the girl child. Girls are suffering outside there. It does not only stop in high schools, but also at campus, they are suffering. So we need to engage these young people. Then when you like currently we see these Member of Parliaments, they do not want to reach out to people. They want only to get personal advantages out of that.
So she's politicking. There's no politics here.
No, I would want to do things that can help out everyone from the young stage up to or up to your deathbed.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Under 30 seconds, your last words, Yusuf, to the people as we wind up the show.
Thank you very much. My last words, one, I call upon the administration of Makerere University to quickly give us guild elections, because an institution without guild representatives, it leaves students with nowhere to run to report their issues. Please, administration, give us guild elections. Also, I call upon our students, do not think of strikes being a priority. Explore all the available internal avenues within your schools to resolve differences. If you fail at school level, engage UNSA. If UNSA fails you, engage ministry officials at the Ministry of Education. If ministry fails, you engage police. At least I believe by all of those avenues,
you have gotten a solution.
But strikes are really disastrous, and so on and so forth.
All right. Now that has been the desk for tonight. I am telling you, what an episode, what a day. But from me and the entire U24 management, would like to say good night